that you don't always have to know exactly what you're doing. You don't always have to know exactly where you're going. You don't have to know where the road's going to end. You just have to be willing to take your next step. Sometimes clear and powerful, and sometimes with blind, unwavering faith. You just got to take the next step. I don't hide the fact that I didn't know what the secret was. I think it's absolutely amazing, funny, awesome. That's the thing that catapulted my brand. That thing that I knew the least about, but I was willing to stand in my truth. I was willing to risk it all to gain it all. I was willing to know nothing to learn anything I could out loud and publicly. Sometimes we're so committed to protecting the image we think we have that we can't create the future we deserve to have. So I just stopped by. Because y'all know I'm always running, so I'm stopping by. I'm going to stay with you for a few days. I'm going to spend as much time with you as I can. I love what Vision and what the team is about, so each time I see how I can commit more. But I'm always going to tell you, are you living and standing in your truth? Are you creating holistic success, the kind of success that in the dark of the night you're at peace with what you've done in the middle of the day? That kind of success where your children and your sibling and your parents and your extended family say, I'm proud to know you. That kind of success where you're not leaving a liability, you choose to leave a legacy. I'm going to be that woman in your life that constantly rattles your soul to make sure you're speaking into the greatest parts of yourself. You can get scared. You can get nervous. You can get tired. You can get frustrated. And you can know absolutely nothing, but are you still willing to live in your truth and stand in your greatness with all of that on the table? I'm going to be that sister friend for you, constantly. You know, I thought at one point it was all about making money, but that's because I was broke. And then I made a lot of money, and I realized it was all about the legacy and the story that I get to tell on my way. So I look at my life today. I run a multi-million-dollar company. And as Vision said, I'm the only person to date to be taking a company public. My company goes public in February. And, you know, we said we were going to raise $250,000 pre-IPO, open it up to a few families and friends. And I was so excited because when I opened up the pre-IPO, I didn't open up to investors, standard investors. I didn't go to any. I went to friends like you and families, people who normally may not have that opportunity. And I looked up, and we said we would raise $250,000 pre-IPO, and we raised accidentally, without even thinking, $1,087,000. And I look at that, and what makes that journey sweet is that I'm the same woman who, when my son was born, I had to get on public assistance to help my son, to feed my son. I needed the government to help me, so public assistance was necessary. So I guess my next book is From Public Assistance to Going Public. Can I make my life barely recognizable? How can I get drastic with it? How can I do it like my life depended on it? Because the moment you stop making it about you and you make it about those little orphans that Robin talked about, and that your life is not about liberating you, sweetheart. Your life is about liberating all the rest of us who are watching you. The moment you can play that big and get out of your way is the moment that we begin to benefit from your existence. I didn't come here to rah-rah you. I didn't come here to entertain you. I came here to call you to your greatness. Some of that might make you feel good. Some of it might step on your toes. If it does, sit Indian style. Because I'm not stopping. Because I'm that same little girl from South Central who nobody thought it was possible, who I look up today. And my son and I just built our home from ground up, and we moved in 4 days ago. And my son was walking through the house today, and he said, Mommy, a couple of days ago, and he says, Mommy, this is the kind of house we used to visit. And we get to come here every day. Mommy, is this what you talk about when you say barely recognizable? I said, yes, baby. This is barely recognizable. I leave you with the story. Yes, it's already time for me to go. And the journey in between is the quality of the lifestyle that I create, so that I make sure that I'm not creating a Pyrrhic victory, which is a victory that looks sexy, but it really stings underneath, but that I'm creating holistic success. See, I'm very proud that my company is going public. I'm very proud that I run a multi-million-dollar company. But if you ask me what tickles my fancy, it's the fact that my son and I just traveled around the world because he wants to be a master chef. And so I said, son, before you go to college to cook, why don't we go around the world and cook and see how it really feels? Because you've been watching TV, and the chefs on TV, that ain't real. And so we went to the British Virgin Islands, and he cooked there. And then we went to Italy, and we cooked in Sicily, and we cooked in Palermo, and we cooked in Tuscany and Rome and Florence and Venice. And if you ask me what tickles my fancy is watching my son cook in the kitchen. It's watching my grandmother dance. Some of you met my grandmother last year. It's getting my grandmother a boombox that was a CD player and a cassette player. She old school. She needed her cassette player. And the very first cassette she put on to play was Tupac. And she got up and she's like, hey, it's been a long time. Dancing with my grandmother tickles my fancy. It's last year on the stage. Some of you were at Speaking Right to Make Millions. It was on stage with my mother. You guys saw my mother. My mother and I performed on stage, Salt and Pepper, shoot. Right, it's watching my mother take it all the way down while I couldn't. That's why I can now. She ain't gonna ever do that again without me. That's holistic success. Making sure that there's balance in every area of my life is spending time with my God. It's choosing to get up and run even after a long night, because I'm not working out these days. I'm snatching my sexy back. It's being committed to that. So I stopped by to remind you that while you create wealth, create the wealth that doesn't come in a monetary exchange as well. Create that kind of wealth that in your transitional years, you sit back and say, gosh, I wish I woulda. Oh, I did that. And I wish I shoulda. Oh, I did that too. My grandmother says, baby, when you get my age, you're supposed to sit back in your favorite rocking chair and tell the stories of your life. She said, but when you're your age, you're supposed to make sure the story's gonna be good to tell. We learned that you have to be willing to put some skin in at this level. There's no Google download to success. You got to be willing to work hard, put your sleeves up, put your elbows up, put your chin down, and put some sweat equity into it. We learned that conviction and convenience don't live on the same block. That if you are convicted, you might have to bleed a little, sweat a little, cry a little, stay up a little late. And you recognize that your success doesn't belong to you. Your success belongs to all the people that are inspired by the contagiousness of it. Then you know it was all worth it. I look at my life today and it's barely recognizable on every level. And what I know about that is that means there's no potion lotion to this. There's no magic hookup. It's not just who you know, though that matters. It's who you know, what you do with who you know, what you're willing to do when you don't know anybody, how much are you willing to work, and how many times will you get back up when you're knocked down. What I love about that formula is that everybody can be that. Everyone. And so I stopped by to stir your soul. I stopped by to make you mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable in any form of mediocrity. I stopped by to pull you up to your greatness, to hold your hand and say, you've always been on the right track. And everything you've done to this day, you had to do. Everything you said to this day, you had to say. Every decision you made, whether you liked it or whether it gave you a great experience or whether it gave you a great lesson, you needed to make that decision to get you right here. I called you into this energy to ask you, are you willing to stop keeping score? I don't know. I don't know if vision properly warned some of you. I'm a lot spicier than I am on TV. I don't come to keep you comfortable. I come to have you live inside your discomfort so you can see what it is so we can handle that and move to the next level. I come for that. I come not to rah-rah you. I come to celebrate you, but I also come to hold you accountable to the man that you say you wanted to be, to the woman that you know yourself to be. I'm looking at the 2025 version of you. I don't even see the 2011. or the 2012. So I just stopped by as a sister in possibility to ask you, are you willing? Are you willing to redefine, to newly define, to a whole new level? Are you willing to walk into a room with cameras and with lights and absolutely know nothing about a conversation that's about to be recorded and shown to millions? Are you willing to sit there? Are you willing to speak your truth, not having any idea how it's going to show up? Are you willing? Are you willing to stand in front of audiences all around the world, whether it be on camera, whether it be in front of teens, whether it be in small groups? Are you willing to tell your truth at the risk of being loved or not? Are you willing?